Morning all. This is my psalm. It's not my favourite psalm, but it was one that caught my eye as I was looking at the psalms the other day. Psalm 130. Out of the depths I cry to you, O Lord. O Lord, hear my voice. Let your ears be attentive to the voice of my pleas for mercy. If you, O Lord, should mark iniquities, O Lord, who could stand? But with you there is forgiveness, that you may be feared. I wait for the Lord. My soul waits, and in his word I hope. My soul waits for the Lord, more than watchmen for the morning, more than watchmen for the morning. O Israel, hope in the Lord, for with the Lord there is steadfast love, and with him is plentiful redemption, and he will redeem Israel from his iniquities. So, as I was just reading through, this one caught my eye because I like psalms that, I like all of the psalms, but it's particularly verse 5 that caught my eye. I wait for the Lord, my soul waits, and in his word I hope. It's a psalm of repentance. It starts off at the beginning, crying out to the Lord, pleading for mercy. So it reminds us of God's mercy. It's a very personal song, a very personal psalm. It talks about marking iniquities. If God marks iniquities, no one could stand. But there's mercy, there's grace here. And then he goes on to talk about waiting. And I think this is the thing, is that at the moment I'm sitting where I often sit when I have breakfast. I've got a window there, and I can see the clouds and the sky and the trees. And I think often that's when God talks to us, is when we're able to quiet ourselves. Certainly for me. When I became a Christian, I was sitting under a tree, looking at all of God's creation. And I think often when we need to hear from the Lord, it's about waiting for him, quieting in our soul, and listening to what he's got for us. My soul waits for the Lord, more than watchmen for the morning. I don't really know what watchmen do, but it implies that they're watching out for something. Maybe they're the guards of the city or something, I don't know. But they had a job to do. And I think whether we're busy, whether we're stuck in lockdown, we can still wait for the Lord in our busyness, in our, I imagine, if we're working in a hospital, we're probably quite busy. If we're just coming out of lockdown, but the last few months, if we've not been able to get out other than for food and exercise, then there's a frustration there, isn't there? But God is through it, and it's just waiting on him. And then finally, O Israel, hope in the Lord. It's a really hopeful psalm, this one. Hope in the Lord. For with the Lord there is steadfast love. With him there is plentiful redemption, and he will redeem Israel from all his iniquities. There's a hope, I think, for our society. There's a hope for Israel here, a hope of redemption for the community, if they wait for the Lord and turn to him. And for me, this one, at this moment in time, gives us hope. That what we're doing in Tottenham, what the wider church is doing in the UK and the globe, there's hope for God's return. There's hope for revival, and just seeking him. So that's my thought for the day. Okay.